Hello and welcome to this What's New session. My name is Rasmus Jensen and today's topic will be the B1 Usability Package 3.8.4 and what's new in that version. First thing I want to draw your attention to is the new keyword we have in B1 validation system. The new keyword is current pane, which gives us back the current tab we are on or the current pane. And the reason why we have put this in is because you might have a functionality that only makes sense on a specific pane. An example could be that you have a function button with an SQL report from Universal Functions, and you only want to have that button be able to be pressed if you are actually on the content tab where you can actually select some items back from the SQL report. So the way you use it is in the normal validation SQL condition. You can now use the current pane keyword and check up if I'm on the correct pane. Something should happen, or else nothing will happen. So very nice little feature, very easy to use. Next thing we have is in the Universal Functions. We now have the option in the SQL report to not have the first column be the ones that needed to be selected back. I just have a small sample on this in the system. So here we have a sales order and I have a report button. Let's have a look at it. So in this case it's actually an SQL sentence where it groups, it has the name first, then the item code and then the item name. And I have set up the collapse level to 1 so I can actually group it by the different item groups we have. I also have the selection back, but the new thing is that previously I needed to have the special key, in this case the item code, to be the first column of the system in order to select data back. In the new version here, you can actually go in and say that the first column should be ignored and only the second column is actually our key. So if I run this, and again, this was not previously possible, I would get this report, and if I try to do this, it would fail because I didn't have anything worth selecting back in the first column. But now I can actually select some items, press select, and it will go back into my sales order. So a small feature where you just need to put in the semicolon in front of all the different groupings you have, and then it will work just as before. The other thing we have added into the Universal Function is the option to use the dynamic syntax and SQL colon in the send keys command. This is for macros, and we had the send keys command where you can mimic that keystrokes are sent to the current form, but you didn't have the option to use the dynamic syntax with the dollar signs or the SQL colon syntax, but now you have the option. Finally, we have fixed a small bug in the macros as well, where you had the show and hide commands that didn't work on other panes. So again, in Business One, if I had a button that should remove this B1 project, I could do it here. I could remove it, but as soon as I was in another pane while doing it, it would fail, and it won't do that now in the new. Moving on, we have a lot of performance optimizations in the B1 print and delivery. The new documents crystal report file is much faster. We have tested it to be up to 5 times as fast than before. We have also added the option now to use service module windows. So if we go into the system, close these windows, and go to B1 Print and Delivery, we can now see in the configuration here, we have the option service, where we can use the service call, customer equipment card, service contract, and solution knowledge base. We don't provide any crystal reports for them by themselves, but you have the option to activate it now. Finally, in this, we have now finally added the option to have, if you have a report and you need to duplicate it, it will now automatically auto-select the new code that was previously needed to give a new code by yourself. So, small features. Finally, there was a fix in that the SMTP configurations, if you used the report action email with SMTP, you had a problem in that configuration where it couldn't take more than one email. All the problems with SMTP is now corrected, and it's recommended to go to this version if you are using the SMTP over the Outlook. Other smaller features we have updated and fixed the French and Norwegian translation. We have now in the export all feature in most of the configuration, we have now added the names of the configuration into the file name so they are easier to understand. The item placement tool override description column is now placed at the end of the system because it was rarely used. Fixes, we have fixed a lot of issues with Windows 7 and SAP Business One 8.8, some design issue where the buttons overlapped. We have fixed some export all features where the export all menu items sometimes showed all the time. We have fixed Canadian localization problems with tax groups. And we have fixed a lot of smaller things on the master data manager. Most importantly was that the item codes longer than 15 had some problems shown in the result window, but all in all fixed. So thank you for attending this session. If you want some training material or some free demos, you can get it on these links. And if you want to contact us regarding this version or other versions or in general, you can contact us on the sales or the support email. Thank you for attending the session.